Hey, Capt here, preacher at large, teaching the word and inspiring 3 minutes at a time. Hey, he's reading about David when he first became king in the Chronicles, in First Chronicles. Yeah, David's this guy, right? He's always rushing to do things. I mean, he wants to do the right thing, but sometimes he just rushes and does things, right? We see him that he is the person that is after God's own heart, right? God says that David is the man after my own heart. But then we see David always in sin. We see him always doing stupid things. And there's just this dichotomy of this back and forth, you know. And so we wonder what's going on with him sometimes. But so here he is. He's just become king, right? Because Saul has been defeated. He's gathering all of Israel together to himself. And he does the right thing, and the first thing they do is, hey, look, Saul never saw the ark of the Lord. So let's go get the ark of the Lord from wherever it's at, right? And let's bring it back here. So he's after God's own heart, because one of the first things he does is get the very presence of God, the representation of the presence of God. And back then it was the actual presence of God would come down into the ark, right? That's why nobody could touch it. So he gets all these people. They go to where the ark is at, and they're going to bring the ark back, but then he does a stupid thing. He forgets to ask God or the Levites how to transport it. They knew how to transport it. They knew they couldn't touch it. But he decides to rush into it and build a new cart. But that's not how the ark was supposed to be carried. It was supposed to be carried by the Levites, the priests, with the long poles on each side so that they couldn't touch it. And it was to be carried by the Levites in their hands while they walked, not on a cart. And so they're taking the ark, right? And then all of a sudden, Uzzah, they come to this place, the ox stumbles, the cart's holding the ark is about ready to throw the ark out, and it looks like it's unstable. And Uzzah reaches out to stable the ark so it doesn't hit the dirt, right? And so that's sort of the message of this one, the dirt, right? And all of a sudden, Uzzah gets killed, right? Now, David's upset because God killed Uzzah for touching the ark. Well, you're not supposed to touch the ark. And you say, well, he was just trying to keep it from falling in the dirt. He didn't want it to defile the ark. But here's the thing. Who made the dirt? Oh, yeah, that would be God. God made the dirt. The dirt has never sinned. There's nothing wrong with the dirt. But the hand that touched that ark had sinned, because we know that all have sinned and come short of the glory of God, right? He proposed or supposed that the dirt would defile the ark. But how could the dirt defile the ark? Because God made the dirt. And the dirt never sinned. Yeah, so sometimes we don't think right. Remember that. The dirt never sinned. And dirt doesn't defile you. It's the heart of man that defiles you. And it's your actions that defile you. Right? And it's your rotten thoughts that defile you. Dirt's just dirt. Right? So, the moral here is, not only be anxious to do the things of the Lord, make sure you're doing the right things in the right way. Right? And so, David learned a valuable lesson, right? Then he finally realized and went back and sought the Lord, and they did it the right way. They got the Levites, they took the ark, they brought it in, and guess what? There was no issues. Imagine that. When you do it the way God instructs you to do it, there's normally no issues. Imagine that. If you try to do God's will, but you don't do it according to His instructions, that's when you have issues. So, there's something to think about today. Now, go get your face in the Bible.